Morning. Preparing for the big move. So we have 200 acres of double crop beans. We have several moves ahead of us though. To get out here and see what the moving order is here. Usually we take Dad's combine head first, come back and get my combine head, but I think we're taking both heads and Dad's combine and coming back for the other combine, the grain cart or something, I don't know. Power ladder. Those are going to be coming to an end pretty soon, so we got to get them in while we can. I guess Dad has to do a couple things to his combine still yet, and I need government juice. Fill up our juice tank here. Still don't understand why this stuff somehow is a good idea in an engine, but whatever, or the exhaust. There's the field we're going after. This is not part of the farm. This is actually government ground. It's just they do nothing with it. They just let it grow up and then they pay someone to bush hog it every now and again. So excellent use of ground, but it does make us a good parking staging area. PTO shafts are always fun. So Brad is still trucking in last night's grain, so BJ and I are gonna run back to get the grain cart. We need a pickup truck up here because we'll be moving in about an hour. And we need a truck to shuffle stuff. At first ran along the railroad, there wasn't hardly anything from the deer and the shade and just the poor soil right there. But second round, we're probably running close to 50. But if you notice the head dipping like that, this is still some of the effects of the old turbo till that we got rid of for the accelerator. I don't know if you remember last year when we turbo tilled wheat in, got a little bit too fluffy, a little bit too much speed, and we had a lot of ridging and bouncing. Well, we're feeling that now. So we're probably going to have to come in here with some kind of aggressive tillage tool to help level this ground out. Chisel plow, big heavy disc, something. Because we got an old field cultivator and the weeds might have to dig it out, put new points on it. Just something to help level this dirt up because it's just really, really rough. So that'll be fun. You guys will get some more content though. You can see some heavy dirt work. We don't really do a lot of that. For the most part, this is a pretty minimal till operation, but in this circumstance, we definitely need it. Because it will take years for these fields to go back to flat. If we don't, I don't even know if they would go back to flat ever. They'd probably just get worse. Getting a pretty good start, not quite noon, and we're probably 20 acres into the day already, so good start. That's setting us up for a successful day as long as nothing breaks. The wheels don't fall off. We will either be down to 40 acres of double crops or we will be done with double crops. It really depends on how efficient we can move. We have 4 different moves to finish. Like we have to finish here, move to a farm, finish there, move to another farm, finish that one, and then move to the last one. So it's really going to come down to can we finish or can we move efficiently? That will be the question. I mentioned yesterday that my yield monitor was off. Well, today we're starting off with a calibration load. BJ's coming down here, want to do a calibration load. Then I guess he's shuttling Brad around after trucks. He still has 2 trucks from last night to dump. Plus we're about to have a truckload here. So Brad's going to be very busy today. So all right, that's a good problem. See what BJ gives us for a weight. We'll put that in our ag leader, and then we will have a much more accurate understanding of what we're seeing.
Dump on him, send him to town, then when I come back.
Just about knock this 40 out pretty quick. Since these are double crops, it's not real riveting action for the grain cart driver. I mean, this field's going to struggle to make 35. This is the worst one we've done so far. And BJ decided to go grab us all some sandwiches. It is just a little after 12. Get us some food. By the time he gets back, we'll be ready to move. We can keep on keeping on. We're slicing through them pretty quick today. We're still waiting on the lunch lady to get back with my truck, and then we will head to the next one. Hooking up on the road. Luckily there's no traffic. Turns out the Gleaner's little stubby feeder house was at the wrong angle right there, and I could not grab a hold of the head like that. One of the major downfalls, in my opinion, of this combine is how short that feeder house is. Also, this feeder house doesn't tilt. The header tilts. So maybe could have hooked up the header single point and done it, but we're just gonna pull in here. We're gonna run over a little bit of beans, but it'll be okay. Oh look, a Budweiser bottle. Glad someone left that in the edge of the field. Dad just got back with his header. BJ's bringing the cart over. So this head, for some reason, I cannot raise the reel, and I cannot adjust my query system, and I cannot adjust my cutter bar pressure, which right now this field is a lot greasier on top. So not being able to adjust my cutter bar pressure, I keep dragging up. It's really starting to frustrate me. I don't know what's going on. I have no codes going off. I don't know what's happening there. It's not preventing us from running. It's just not letting us run as quickly. And I might have to get out more, and it's just going to slow things down. We're trying to do 200 acres today in 4 different farms, so I don't need slowdowns. I need to speed up. We're going to get through it though. I have no doubt that Ohio Ag would be out here today or tomorrow if we called them, but we're trying to finish. So we're just going to keep on keeping on as long as this combine will combine. So that's a load from last night, a partial load from this farm on the fields we were doing last night. It's all going to town, but that has the landlord's beans on it and our beans, so that split will stay the same. That way we don't tie up another truck. Let's go ahead and finish it off and send it. The Cargill closes in an hour and a half, so trucks might become an issue. Now in our bins, we're going to get to one of our fields that's 100% us here soon. When we do that, we have 3 loads that can go in our bins, so that'll help a lot. But we got to get these beans done. We need to make a big dent in these. We got to get a truck in there by 4 o'clock, preferably one after that truck Brad's is in. So once we get done, we are going right over along those trees. Unfortunately, Route 35 is in the way, so we've got to unhook and all that good stuff. It'd be a lot easier if we could just zoom right across. It's one of the neighbors. These guys are starting to finish up around here. Pretty sure they finished up like 2 weeks ago. They were the first ones done around here before that last rain. One of my buddies, he's going to finish up today, and one of our other neighbors I also think is going to finish up today. So a lot of guys starting to wrap it up. I know in a lot of other YouTube channels, everyone's been done for 3-4 weeks. In our area, for the most part, guys don't have as many people on their harvest crews. Our weather's a little bit more forgiving and our seasons are a little bit longer. It's the only reason I can think of. I mean, everybody works, you know, long hours. Everybody works every day. It's just we don't have quite as many people. For example, my buddy Master Pipe Layer. They have several people on their crew. He's told me how many, I can't remember now, but for the most part, it's only 3 to 4 people on our harvest team all year. So a little bit of why it takes a little bit longer. We're not quite as set up from an infrastructure standpoint as some of those guys. Like I think Larson's got done with corn harvest in 12 days. I don't think from an infrastructure standpoint we could do that. So it is so dusty that I just had an air filter alarm go off, so I'm going to address that real fast. Try to get back in here so we can get this truckload before Brad gets back, so we can get another one in there. Well, dusty. We got a filter blaster, it just ain't with us. And this is just to get us through the day kind of fix right now.
Friday, mostly cloudy in the morning.
Let's try this again. Take 2. That's probably the, I don't know, the 9th or 10th time that this has happened. And I can't raise the reel to get the plugged up stuff off of the head. And I can't adjust the cutter bar pressure to not have this happen anymore. So it's really compounding the issue. Getting pretty annoying, but we're gonna persevere. Yeah, I'm glad that finally happened. Now we gotta wait for our reel to run back in. I can adjust it forward and backwards, I just can't go up and down. I wish I could raise it up and down, but I can't. I think we're going to take the belt off the Crary on the next field, because that's why I can't even see when I'm plugging up, because there is so much dust. I can't adjust my Crary forward and aft, so it's really not helping me much. This is getting so incredibly old. We have full function of the bean head now, so it turns out it was user error. Dad switched this combine over while I was hauling corn, or moving corn, or I was doing something, I don't know. He switched his combine over, and there's a hydraulic valve you have to swap, or hydraulic hose you have to swap. And basically, that controls your header reel up and down. So swap that, now it works. So now we can get back to it. Hopefully no more plugging head, because that is super annoying. At least now though, if it does plug, I can raise the reel to unplug it, because trying to dig it out of there between that little gap between the cutter bar and the reel was really frustrating. We're almost done with this farm though, and then we got another move. Another one off the list. 100 acres of beans, that's all we got now. And the 30 acres of corn. Dad's back at the field combining. Me, BJ, and Brad came back. We got a truck, we got the head, and we got the grain cart. So now we're fully moved. Well, almost. Then one more move. Awful dusty, but it sure is pretty through the dust. Probably be the last harvest sunset. Because no matter what, now we've done enough that we should be able to finish tomorrow afternoon if we quit now. One of us would have to go run beans, one of us has to go run corn, but I've seen us do it before. So we are actually in the same field we were at last night about this time. We have a field right across the driveway from it we saved for last because it's 100% ours. It can go in a bin, and there's 60 acres here, which is the most of all the fields that we had left. Wanted to do it in the dark. Unfortunately, there's three fields. One that's 60 acres. So it's just me and BJ. Dad quit probably close to an hour ago. Said his draper belt started slipping, and he wasn't fighting it in the dark. He's going home. My draper belt's slipping right now, and we're going to try to tighten up. I really want to get enough done tonight where I can hold everything with one truck while they're running corn. I think we've just about reached the end of the night. I keep dragging up real bad. Now we've adjusted that head. That belt hasn't stalled anymore, but now I'm just pushing real bad. I've adjusted my pressures. It's just starting to get tough. Starting to get a little bit of frost on the ground, I think. So we got enough to load the truck. I was really hoping to get a little bit more, but just ain't gonna quite make it. All right, we did about 180 acres of double crops today on 4 different farms. So all in all, not a bad day. Shut this thing off, go pick up that truck, and we're gonna head home and come back and finish this thing tomorrow.